Okay, so in this assignment 16, if you go to source and default package, and then there's input, output, file, and there's also under doc, there's data, data 1, data 2, data 3. I would like you to also browse to the folder. So if on the Z drive, or in your workspace folder, inside of that assignment 16, inside of arrays and loops, there should be three folders. Maybe a settings folder, don't mess with that. Source, that's where your .java files live, and you don't really need to touch that. Then, when you compile it, it creates a .class file. You don't really need to mess with that. And at this level, there are some files: data out, data in, data 1 in, data 2 in, and data 3 in. There's also a doc folder. You need to go in that and double click on the index.html. And this will open up a web page, and a lot of the instructions that you're going to need for this assignment are on that web page. This is the Java docs. And I've put comments in the source code where you need to do things, but some of it will show up better in the Java docs than if you try to read the comments that I've typed into the source code. So there are a number of methods inside of this file that you have to complete. And so it says to do, write the code inside this method and make it work. Okay? And if you click on these, so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 methods to write. FindAv is going to find the average. If you want the details of that method, you can just click on it and it'll scroll down to the full description of that particular method. It's private static double. It returns a double. The name of the method is FindAv. It receives an array of doubles in the variable all doubles. And to do what you have to do, write the code inside this method and make it work. Parameters, all doubles. It's an array of doubles. What does it return? It returns the arithmetic mean of all the values in the all doubles array. So it's going to add up all those values, divide by however many values there are, and return the result. Precondition, the array contains at least one value. So preconditions are things that you can assume to be true before you start. Postcondition, the array, all doubles, is unchanged. So you have to be careful not to modify that array at all while you're working. Postconditions are things that you must ensure are true after your method is finished. And then example. This is an example of a call to that method. So after you are done with your code, if someone runs that method, if they create a double, they assign these, or an array of doubles, they assign these values to those locations, and then they call the method and store the result in a double variable, then that variable result now holds the value 2.02. So if you add these up and divide by 5, because there are 5 of them, then that result will be 2.02, because there are 5 values and the sum of them all divided by 5 is 2.02. Notice that D in this example is exactly the same as D in the previous 2 examples. So if you were to scroll through these in order, this would be the first one. There is also in the example here a D. It's initialized differently, but it's really exactly the same values. I did that just so that you could see different ways of initializing an array. I will demonstrate the implementation of one of these methods in the next video.